Darkness rises, and light to meet it.
28 years after the Battle of Yavin, Luke Skywalker established a new Jedi Council that consisted of politicians as well as Jedi. Like its previous incarnations, this Jedi Order found that its survival depended not only on adherence to rules of conduct, but on a certain degree of adaptability as well. At the outbreak of the war with the Yuuzhan Vong, most Jedi left the Academy on Yavin 4 to help with the defense of the New Republic. When a Yuuzhan Vong invasion force arrived at Yavin 4, it signaled the end of the Academy. The invaders destroyed the Great Temple and captured several Jedi, including Anakin Solo. After Anakin was rescued, New Republic ally Talon Karrde commanded the destruction of the Yuuzhan Vong-occupied base on Yavin 4. The Yuuzhan Vong invasion caused some Jedi to question the tenets of their academy. Several Jedi gravitated to Kip Duran's radical party, which believed that negotiation was best accomplished from a position of power, and it was foolish not to strike first against a clear enemy. This contingent's philosophy was summed up as follows. First, do not be afraid to use the Force. It's a tool just as a lightsaber is a tool. Second, do not wait for others to perceive the danger before acting. Third, listen to the Force. It's on your side and will warn you if you're making a mistake. Fourth, the Jedi have served the Republic for millennia. They have a proud tradition and should never be perceived as a collection of weaklings or cowards. Fifth, the Jedi are the best weapon the galaxy has against the Yuuzhan Vong invasion. Waiting for the New Republic to understand this might be self-defeating, if by the time they realize the need for the Jedi, there is no more New Republic, or no more Jedi. Luke Skywalker and Kip Duran did not resolve all their differences, but worked together to stop the invaders. When the war with the Yuuzhan Vong ended, Skywalker summoned all Jedi to the planet Sonoma Sakat, where he made the following address. If I have learned anything from the events of the past 5 years, it is that the Force is more all-embracing than I ever realized. Light and dark do not always stand opposed, but mingle with each other in curious ways. More important, the Force seems to have a will, and it's when we're acting against the will of the Force that we can get into trouble. Anger by itself is not of the dark side, unless it is accompanied by a desire to dominate. When we act in harmony with the will of the Force, we disappear into it. When we struggle against it, we not only sever our ties with the Force, but also feed the need of chaos. The evolution of sentience reflects the constant movement between those two poles. Evil, the dark side, won't be eradicated until it has been discarded as an option for acquiring power, subjugating would-be opponents, or offsetting feelings of anger, envy, or exclusion. Where victims of injustice exist, the dark side finds initiates. That is the cycle our actions are meant to forestall. And in this battle, the Force is both our ally and our guardian. We serve it best by listening to its will, and serving the good with our every action, by personifying the Force. But I'm no longer convinced that we're meant to police the galaxy. For one thing, we're too few in number. That was made evident early in the war, and it's likely to hold true for whatever conflicts erupt in the coming years. The Jedi began as a meditative order. Our forebears believed that they could balance light and dark by remaining always in the Force, and thereby perfecting themselves. Gradually, however, as the Supreme Chancellors appealed to the Order time and again for advice in resolving disputes, the Jedi became adjuncts of the Old Republic, then marshals and warriors, taking it upon themselves to uphold the peace, and little by little being drawn away from the Force and into the mundane. I don't propose that we place ourselves in seclusion and pass our days meditating on the Force, though that might be the path for some of us. But I do advocate attuning ourselves to the longer view and reaching out to others who seek to serve the Force. The genetic makeup of each and every one of us augments our ability to tap the Force, but everyone, regardless of his or her genetics, has the potential to use the Force to one degree or another. Perhaps not to move rocks and take giant strides, but in some sense those physical powers are little more than surface effects. The real powers are more subtle, for they involve adhering to the true path, avoiding the temptation to dominate, sacrificing oneself for those who have less, and living impeccably by recognizing that the Force doesn't flow from us, but through us, ever on the move. Following the war with the Yuuzhan Vong, the Jedi decided that they should not be affiliated with any political entity that might interfere or restrict their efforts to maintain peace. The Jedi dismissed all politicians from what is now known as the Master's Council and relocated the Jedi Academy to Ossus. Karana T returned to her war-ravaged homeworld Dathomir with Streen, who worked with her to establish a new Jedi praxium for the Force-sensitive Dathomirians. Luke Skywalker continues to lead the new Jedi Order, but in this current period of darkness, it is difficult for anyone to foresee how the Order will evolve and whether it will continue to thrive. Join me next time as we discuss Force-sensitive abilities. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and join the Dreamwalkers on our journey. Be sure to check out the Rancor Report where we discuss what's trending in pop culture, gaming and Star Wars news, reviews, theories, and clues. I do what I love. I hope you love what I do. This has been Lore and Legends. Until next time.